We just bought this 10-year-old Lexus IS and we're gonna turn it into our dream build. But before we do that, it has a few problems we need to deal with. Now for all the damages. Start off with the light part. We're gonna replace this fender right here. The bumper, the light is kind of broken a little bit, but that's no problem because we're gonna replace it. A little bit of scratching and denting over there. Now for the big problem. So this whole door and mirror is gonna need to be replaced, and this whole fender right here. Just replace the rear tire, and it's looking a bit out of place, but we're gonna go ahead and move on to the fenders. We're gonna start with this one, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So if you were wondering why we replaced the tire, I forgot to mention in the problems, but the tire had a big slash mark on the side. We took it off, got a new tire, and then put on the spare tire while the new tire was getting installed. As for the fender, this was our first time ever working on cars, so both of us are completely brand new to this. Took us a little longer to figure things out, but once we got it, we got into the flow of things and we learned how things work. All right, so we got the fender off, and we noticed this thing over here was actually damaged in the accident or whatever happened, and it was rubbing against the tire. You can see the hole through the fender there. So we pushed it out a little bit. Now we're gonna take off the tire and actually like put it back into place as much as we can. Right, now we're gonna go ahead and take off all of these little pieces here, as well as this whole thing and this whole thing, and some other pieces here too, and put them on the new bumper right here. So once we found out exactly how the fender is supposed to fit on, we started to clip everything into the engine bay, fender liner, and anywhere else the bolts attached to. However, since the car was crash damaged, especially in this area, the front bolts that attached from the fender to the bumper, the whole like block thing was missing. So we ended up buying a new part later on, and when the bumper was installed, this was also put on to make sure that the bumper and the fender were attached together. We managed to put this fender back on. The door opens. It's actually really nice from here. As we get to this side, it fits really nicely around the headlight. We took this fender off, and next step is we're gonna take the door off. The door arrives here in a couple of days, so once that arrives, we'll put the door on, and then we'll put the fender on. So this door was supposed to be a very simple 10-20 minute job. There's 4 bolts that hold in the door, plus the little black thing that, you know, allows the door to prop open at certain points and allows it to close pretty easily. The 4 bolts came out right away. I was able to get those off within 20 minutes. But as for the last bolt, nothing was working until I tried this. So I have no idea what I just did, but I'm sitting in the car right now. I took the screw, I unscrewed that little panel right there, and then I don't know why, but I just had the idea to try and see if I can open it, and the door actually opened. Oh, yes. Oh, and my tool came out too. Yes. Door is now finally removed, and everything is out except for these wires right here. Connects the body of the car to the actual door. For these, I'm guessing we're going to have to go ahead and just take the door panel out, or the door card out, which shouldn't be too hard. Should go ahead and do that now because we're gonna need to put that on the new door anyways. So let's go ahead and take that out. Now this door card was probably the easiest part out of the whole project. Very simple, just unbolt a few things, just unscrew a few things, and then the whole thing just pops right out. After 4.5 hours, we finally got the door off of the car. I was this close to just taking that saw right there and just cutting the door in half. This bolt right here is gonna give me nightmares. So we got the new door, and for whatever reason, we decided to put it on mattresses. So we had to hold it up in place, obviously, and we decided to use mattresses for some reason. So when we eventually got the door on, which, by the way, was not easy, something to do with the accident, the bolts were like slanted slightly to the side, so it was real hard to put it in, and we had to be very careful not to snap it off. But later that night, I decided to use my brain and put the door on a jack stand, jack it up to where it needs to be, and then realign it and screw it in. This time, the alignment was a little bit better. Door opened and closed. But as you can see on the bottom there, there's still a little bit of space. And between the door and the fender, there was a big amount of space there. All right, the final piece of the puzzle has just arrived. Oh, there it is. This thing caused me a heart attack, bro, the other day. Oh yeah. Look at that. Now just don't drop it. Here she is. Looking nice and beautiful. Got the body panels lined up and everything. F Sport emblems on. Hopefully those don't fall off. Kind of double-sided sticky tape them together. But yeah, all clean, all nice. Still gotta fix that. Still gotta fix that. And then still gotta fix that big gap between the door and the fender. But other than that, it's looking nice. So after we finished all the body work, we took the car to the shop to get it painted and realigned. Got it back a few weeks later. And here's some clips of us driving and doing some totally responsible things in the parking lot. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. And stay tuned for the next video where we finish up the car and start modding it.